the most life-changing thing that you could do for yourself might be putting your attention on your vagus nerve. And so apologies if it's a little bit loud, if there's a lot of noises going on. I'm still on the horse farm here in Italy, and there are little doggies down there in the shelter area. We have Arlo here, of course. And I've just been doing a lot of research recently, as I always do. If you're into human design, this will make sense to you, and maybe this will be your first time hearing about it and you want to look into it, maybe not at all. But I am a investigator. I'm a 1-4, I believe. So I'm an investigator networker. So part of me, when I saw that, Arlo, you are making this a little hard to focus. That makes a lot of sense because I've always, at least in my adult years, been so interested in deep research. Like, I am one to not take no for an answer when I have an idea that I want to happen in my life, and not like in regards to like other people and whatnot, like, but with my own life and my own standards. Like, when I know that I want something for my life, that I'm going to go for it. And one of the things that has allowed me to be able to do that is being resourceful, but also being an investigator. And so when I was really sick, like super chronically ill, no answers, all the doctors telling me that different things, nothing was like actually working. I would read so many case studies and so many different things. And it was through that, even though I couldn't really read at that time when I was my sickest from toxic mold and Lyme disease, like I couldn't read a sentence and stay focused. And so I would have to reread the sentence over and over and over. Sometimes I would have to find a video because video was easier for me to focus on. But that saved my life. And so in my research over the years, when I was trying to figure out my sinuses, like why they were so pressurized, my eustachian tube dysfunction, neck pain, acne, all these different things that I was experiencing, the bloating, the brain fog, the rashes, all these things, all these mystery symptoms, I came across the atlas and the axis, which are C1 and C2, the first two vertebrae within your spine. And if there is a misalignment within those, then that could be compressing the vagus nerve. And the vagus nerve is important for our regulation within our nervous system. It's important for our nervous system, the parasympathetic and the sympathetic. And so when we have a dysregulated nervous system, we can't heal. We can't get into that rest and digest place where our body finally gets to relax and focus on healing. If we're constantly in fight or flight, we're not repairing, we're not healing. And that's how we can develop so many different conditions, health conditions going on. But also we just kind of lose ourselves in that process, and we can kind of forget who we are, become disassociated, just be in survival in our life. We can stay in a job that is just so miserable because everything that is happening is dysregulation, but dysregulation is familiar and you don't know another way. You don't even know that you're in it. It's just what life is. Growing up, like maybe you grew up in a really chaotic household and like there's always fighting and whatnot, and your parents were maybe manipulative, or maybe there was addiction or whatever. And you just thought that that was what life was. And then you get out into the real world, into school, and you start seeing other families, and then you get perspective, and you're like, wait, there's like another way that people are doing life, that households are operating. And it's the same thing with your nervous system. So like when you finally have relief, like a lot of people, when I started working with the nervous system in my own health journey, and I started, part of the program that I was doing was you have to invoke there's so much noise, so apologies, but you have to invoke a memory from the past that is high vibrational and feels good. And at that time when I first started, I was like, I don't have any good memories. Like I was convinced I didn't have a single good memory because my whole life I had been in dysregulation. And so I think early on stress and trauma causes that within the nervous system. But I think also like being in sports can really affect the C1 and C2. When I was going to upper cervical chiropractic before, he would tell me like the way that babies are pulled out when giving birth, they can like twist their head a bit, and that can start the problem like from the time of birth with the neck and the compression and the atlas being out. And so when I went down that path of really focusing on the nervous system and also focusing on the atlas and C1, I started like my ears started to pop a little bit. I started hearing like these shooting noises in my ears, which was like such a relief after years and years and years of this built up pressure. And because that's something that's still lingering for me, it's like it's caused me the past few days to go back down that path, because I never really finished aligning my atlas and my axis. And so I was like, oh, I'm so grateful that I understand this concept, and that, you know, maybe I didn't have to do all of those other things that I invested in, all the treatments, all the programs, all the supplements, all the diets, all the so much for, you know, a decade. I've been on this journey, but at the same time, that all had a purpose. It brought me here to you. It put all this stuff in my brain. It gave me an understanding of so much more than it would have if I had just found the solution right away. So there's a message in that where it's like, you might feel like you're going the long way around, but it is all serving a purpose. It's teaching you everything that you need in order to become the person that you're meant to become, in order for you to fulfill your soul's purpose in the way that you're meant to fulfill it, and help other people in the way that you're meant to help other people. So when you let go of attachment and, you know, resistance in that experience, I think that the answers can come to you in a much more fluid way, and that the entire experience obviously will be much more enjoyable. And so we can look at the vagus nerve in that way, really focusing on, is there compression? Is there something going on within the atlas and the axis, and how can I, you know, help that? So there's different ways you can help it at home. You can look up different videos. A lot of like chiropractors and doctors and specialists online will tell you how to like self manipulate and self massage and do different exercises to help with that. Yoga, stretching, allowing yourself the time to do yoga, I think, or like whatever it is for you. I think a lot of us are in that mindset of like, I don't have time, you know, how can I? But self-love is making that time. Your body, your health, your future is worth the commitment and the dedication that it takes in order to do this work. Because if you are able to heal any kind of damage to the vagus nerve and the dysregulation within the nervous system, maybe some damage to the limbic system, if you're able to heal that, you'll get a new lens, like a new set of lenses to see your world through. You'll feel at peace. I think so many of us, like, what are we searching for in life? I think everybody wants peace, right? And how do we find peace? It's not by like doing more and, you know, fighting for, it's really like, it's something in here. And so in the 21-day program, we're going to be talking on, starting on May 1st, that I have linked below, we're going to be talking all about healing the nervous system, rewiring the brain, resetting the vagus nerve, so that we can feel that peace and have that clarity and heal our body. So when the limbic system is damaged and our nervous system is dysregulated, we can have these symptoms and these conditions and these experiences and these limitations that are happening within our life because the subconscious is trying to keep us safe. So these symptoms that we're experiencing might just be familiar, and that's why they're happening. It's like a repeated pattern. It's a loop. It's something like maybe you were eating strawberries at the time of living in a really toxic house with a toxic relationship, and there was a lot of fighting and you didn't feel safe, but you were eating strawberries at that time. And now every time you eat strawberries, you get symptoms, and you think that you have a sensitivity to strawberries. But really, it could be that your subconscious or your limbic system is trying to send all these, messages like, oh, we're not safe, we're under attack. But that's not necessarily true. And so you have the power to rewire everything going on. That's like a small example, but you have the power to heal huge things going on within your life too. I've talked about Eamon and Beck. They're a YouTube couple. They've done van life for a while. They have the cabin now in Canada, and they just have a newborn. Beck was just diagnosed with stage 4 cancer. And so she was talking about in her latest video how she has been, because you can't do treatment from what I understand for stage 4 in the way that you would be able to in an earlier stage of cancer. And so she's been meditating every day for 2 hours, and she has seen like miraculous results from that. And the doctors are, you know, saying that it's extraordinary to have results like that in the downsizing of the growths within her liver and whatnot. And so the power of high vibrational thoughts and feelings within your mind can heal your vagus nerve and heal your nervous system, reverse conditions that are going on, that are manifestations or whatever, you know, stored emotions, something within our field. Joe Dispenza talks about the field a lot, right? And so our field directly affects matter and our perceived reality, our physical body, our physical health, our state of being, our accessibility to feeling peace. And so what I want for you, what I want for the rest of my life is to be at peace. And that means healing the nervous system. That means rewiring the brain, healing, clearing the field, so that we can control matter within our life, control our health. And, you know, there's not a lot of things that we can control, but with dedication and commitment to this work, to specifically focusing on bringing in those high vibrational feelings and merging them and rewiring the brain and firing new neurons together to create this life of health, happiness, and abundance, I believe that we can have all that, and we can, in a way, be in control of the trajectory of our life. And so that takes just dedication, commitment, and awareness, right? Bringing all of this into awareness, how powerful you are into awareness, bringing into awareness what is popping up right now when you think about how powerful you are. What voice is telling you, no, actually, I don't think I can, you know, that's the unconscious that has kept us so controlled. But you are a spiritual being having a human experience, like you come from infinity. How could you not have the power to do this, which is relatively small? Like if you just think about Earth in regards to infinity, like things going on here are so small, and it's easy. It can be easy if you allow that shift of perspective on what it is that you are trying to take control of and shift within your perceived reality. So if you want to join us for the 21-day program, we'll be diving deeper and deeper into this, and I'm so excited. I'm really lit up by learning about this, thinking about this, experiencing this, talking about this, and then bringing you guys along on a 21-day journey to commit to rewiring the brain, healing the nervous system, changing your field so that you can directly affect the matter and the perceived reality that you are experiencing. So if you like this video, you like this message, please give it a thumbs up, comment if you feel called to do so, subscribe if you are new here, and I will leave a link below if you want to sign up for the 21-day program. Go ahead, go to May 1st, select any time on that day. I just need your email. Every day I'll send you a video to that email for the program and the exercises and the topics for that day. So I look forward to seeing you in the next video and hopefully in the program, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.